Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 6, Episode 22, titled Show Me How to Live. Air date May 4th, 2009. And the synopsis is:
Warned by Bobby, there's an NBA scout. Nathan and Nino perform well. Then wait for a call. Lucas opposes Peyton preparing a time capsule and asks for a rushed marriage on account of her pregnancy risk. And then Brooke is preoccupied as to whether Sam should be encouraged to spend time with her birth mother. So we start off with Peyton talking to the camera about musicians. And she's made a playlist. 100 Songs to Save Your Life. Basically what the episode title here is. And then she mentions Mia, of course. And then Peyton talks about her best friend, Brooke, and saying how important it is to have one of those in life. And that Brooke would be there for them too. So yeah, this is just like a
goodbye.
Because Peyton probably thought about this with her mom, like she wishes her mom probably could have made something like this for her before she passed, even if she didn't know about her passing, but just something to hold on to.
Well, I feel like Peyton is also the person that would record kind of if she, even if like she makes it, she'll still be the parent that records and videos every step the child makes, because she loves music. And I mean, she had a podcast when she was in high school. I mean, who does that,
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it wasn't even really known or anything back then, so It's like that thing of like, she is that person that likes to record these moments. And I feel like she would definitely do it for her child's first walk and this. And I mean, I just feel like that'd be what she would do.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think, obviously having her mom die when she was young and then meeting Ellie and having all that in common, but then Ellie leaves, or not leaves, but, dies. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, like that's a big impact again. So, and again, Ellie didn't really give her too much. Remember, it always annoyed me. Like, you're dying. Just give her all the information she needs to know for the rest of her life. Like, it always bothered me because it's like, what are you holding on to? Like if there's something, big or whatever, just say it. Cause like, you're not going to be here. So just say it. But anyway, and that's what bothered me about her. But anyway, so I think all of that, like just the not knowing that information probably hit her of like, well, I want to be able to leave my child with everything because I didn't have that with either of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because her mom died so suddenly, and then Ellie just didn't give her that information. And so I think now she's like, you know what? I don't want my child to ask questions. And especially because, how Lucas is right now. She might also be thinking like, will he be able to tell our child all of this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is he going to be if I pass? Like, is he going to be the dad that is still open with his child, or is he going to just shut down?
Yeah,
because didn't her dad do the same thing?
Well, yeah, her dad said that he wished that he had wrote things down about her mom to tell her. So, so she wants to do this for Lucas's, future as well, in case of his memory starts to fade of her. So,
yeah. So, I think that's why she's doing it. I mean, it was sad when she was like saying like, if you need like parent figure, look to Nathan and Haley. And I was like, huh? It was weird that she said that because I'm like, honestly though, you could have still went to Brooke.
Yeah.
If you wanted a parent figure.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a little odd because Brooke is trying her hardest to, have a child and raise these kids.
I think she just meant like if they needed like a mom and dad at the same time, I guess. Yeah. But they're her uncle and aunt, so they're going to be there for her anyways. So,
and that's the thing. Is like you think that these people are just not going to be in her or in this child's life. Like what? I mean, I guess you could say, well, they really won't be,
right?
Because they leave. But like, but again, whose fault is that? They left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a little weird. But anyway, okay, here's the thing. I feel that Peyton should do whatever she feels is right. Whatever she wants to do. Even if it's wrong. It's up to her, right? Thank you. I think you know where I'm going with this. Okay.
Yeah, Lucas.
So she's being emotional and because again, she was so positive. But then to herself, she was fighting this of, well, I could die. And it bothered me because clearly Lucas, right from the start, when they found out about this, he was like, just get an abortion. It's like, again, shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if she wants to keep this pregnancy, you have to let her. There is no you telling her what to do because she's a grown ass woman. So that bothered me because I'm like, this is also her baby. And so even now, it's hitting her because, first of all, it has been hitting her, but she's just been keeping it private. And to her, she's like, or, to him, she just tells him like, oh, it's going to be okay, blah, blah. And even to everyone else, she just acts so positive about it. But I do think when she's alone, she cries. Like obviously we don't see it, but we do see her dealing with the emotion of like being sad. And I mean, think about it. She's cooped up in the house all day. What do you want her to do? That's my other thing to Lucas is like, you won't let her do anything. So how is she not supposed to inside her head think negatively? You think that she's just going to be sitting there positive all day long in the house every single day? I don't think so. Like there's always a chance that you're gonna have those negative thoughts, even if it's once in a day or in a week. Like seriously, Lucas. And also, as the weeks go on, it's getting closer to the due date, which could be the end for both lives. So, I obviously we don't know how that is, but I can tell you, I don't think that Lucas should have any part of it, like of telling her how it should be. So when he comes in and he's just like, no, like, what is this? And like takes, nope. Bad on every level, because again, you got to lash out and say things that I don't really think you should say. Like when he said, there was that when he was saying like, to abort the baby, and he was saying how can I love this child if it takes you away? Oh, I don't know. It's still your child.
Yeah.
Like those little snappy things he would say, bothered me because I'm like, if my husband had said that, I would have been like, oh, when the baby arrives, are you still going to love this baby? So that would be in my head every single day of, do you really love this baby? And so because of what he had said. So now he's trying to like tell her what she can and can't do again. And it's even worse because she's trying to give her child something from her that Lucas cannot give her or give the child. And he's just, no, we're not doing this. Like, they're not saying bye. Okay, so you would rather her pass away and have your child be left with nothing besides you? Oh, what? So that made me so mad. I was like yelling at the TV.
Yeah, because he could be scared of like if we say it out, put it out in the world, it might happen. But yeah, And then he's one to talk about not, loving the child when his own father also resigned him for different reasons. But yeah.
Wishes he was never born.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Didn't Dan tell Karen to get rid of the baby?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then he tells Peyton to do the same thing.
Right.
What?
I mean, I get that he was worried about Payne's life, but yeah, it's her body. He had no right to, try to force her into it.
But also,
make her feel guilty.
But also, I get that you don't want to lose Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not care at all about this baby?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she was trying to fight for the baby's life, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, get rid of it. What?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would want my husband to want to fight for both lives, not just be like, I want you around. So let's get rid of the baby. Let's just adopt. And then he even threw in, too, that same episode when he was trying to tell her what to do. He also threw in, look how well that messed you up when your mom died.
Mm.
What? Like, trying to tell her how she is. Like, do you not like her the way she is? Like, I was like, okay, again. So again, in my head for the rest of my life, that's what I would be thinking is, I remember when he said that, just like when he said, I hate you, you ruined my life, it would still be in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I just, Lucas should just zip it. I don't know why he hasn't learned it yet, but you would think from the last time that he had said all this stuff, you would think that he would have just zipped it. But no, and just let her deal with it on her own. Ugh. But no, he can't do that. It just, I mean, how did you feel when he took it all away?
Yeah, no, that was too much. It was weird how he took that away, but he didn't stop the camera. Like, he didn't take the camera. He just left it there with her. So she could have kept talking if he wasn't upset. But yeah, it was bad that he took all that stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah, he just made me so mad. And again, like, she's letting you lash out and be upset, be emotional, be angry.
Mm-hmm.
But she can't be.
Right.
Like, this is like, I get that, again, there's a chance you might lose her, but this is happening to her. Like, what? And on top of it, she has that mother instinct. So it's even worse because she is close to this baby, something Lucas is clearly not, because he's not carrying the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she has that instinct to care and protect this baby on top of losing her own life. And so for him, yeah, he ain't close to this baby. He, baby disappears. Oh, well, but for her, it's so much, like, it's so hard. And I don't like that he is, again, making her feel bad when she should be able to deal with this any way she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he doesn't let her, it just bothers me so much. I don't like it. And I don't like him for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why some things like this, I really don't like them together as a couple.
Why?
They don't just seem to fully understand each other when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, but I feel like, okay, how would it be if it was like Lucas and Brooke?
I don't know. It's hard to say because Brooke, well, we don't see her, not yet, until she's going to be pregnant herself. But I don't know. I feel like her and Julian would definitely, go about this a different way. They wouldn't probably fight like this.
But you have to remember, I think Nathan would have also wanted to save Haley and abort the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for Julian, especially as they try and everything, I think, obviously once Brooke is pregnant, he knows that she has wanted this. She's tried. So it's a miracle. For Lucas, in his head, he just thinks, oh, you can either get pregnant again or we can adopt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be the same thing in Nathan's head because Brooke and Peyton were so young. I mean, she's in her early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Haley was 18. Like, you would think, like, yeah, like in your head, you're just like, oh, you can try again. But especially for Peyton, this is probably her last shot, given how whatever this is that she has. I would be fearful to get pregnant again. Like, wouldn't you? So, I mean, it's just like on Grey's Anatomy when April was pregnant again, and remember Jackson's like, "You're going to do this to us again." What do you mean, us? And what do you like? You think she wanted this? Like, what? It was like the same thing. Like when he lashed out at her, it's like, so she's just supposed to abort every child. So it's like that kind of stuff. Like, why do they say things? Just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, it really should be up to the woman whether they want to go through this or not. Yeah.
Exactly. Like if she wants to go through it, that's on her. Because you can't tell her what to do.
Yeah.
And also, here's the thing. She also has it. It's also, I think, hit her because of that car accident she was in a couple episodes ago. So she even has that, like the fact that, oh my God, I could die in a second before the baby, it's like, because again, like, yeah, if you've got like 3 more months till the baby, like obviously you're going to count those days down. But like knowing that you can die in a car accident, it's like, oh, I might not have 3 months. I might need to deal with this right now. Like, it's just, I don't like that he just won't let her go through it.
Right. And then we see Brooke undercover watching Sam and her birth mom in the coffee shop. And then that's when Victoria walks up behind her.
Oh my God, Victoria.
Apparently it's been a month since she's been meeting up with her. And Brooke's wondering how Victoria even knows that she's been doing this for that long. And Victoria says that she's been watching both of them. And she even brought Brooke a coffee as well. And then Brooke says that Sam is eating pecan pie and she doesn't even like it. So she's already disliking how Rebecca's like changing Sam, possibly.
But it might not be her changing Sam. Sam may want to just go along with it and like whatever that person wants. I mean, okay, perfect example. In season 9, when Haley talks about Nathan, remember she says she just learned what kind of ice cream he likes. Because for the longest time, he only picked what she wanted because that's what she wanted. It could be the same exact thing. She might want to have something in common with her birth mom, right? So if her birth mom says, I like this, well, she might go, I like it too, even if she doesn't, because she just wants something with her mom. Same thing with Lucas. For the longest time, he said he liked the Kier or something, and he didn't. It's like the same thing. You just go along with it, but you don't really like it. Like, yes, should you say you don't like something? Yes. But especially if you're just getting to know somebody, especially because after, she's 16, 15, 16, after all those years, all she's trying to do is connect. So I don't think it's her birth mom putting pressure on her and trying to change her. I think it's her just going along with whatever the birth mom is saying right now because she wants that validation. She wants to have those things in common. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's the birth mom saying, this is what you'll have. And I don't think that's that at all. I mean, I think if she liked chocolate cake, her birth mom would get her chocolate cake. Like, I don't think that's how that it is. But I know that Victoria and Brooke are trying to, go against it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe Lucas would have felt differently if he saw his tape back because, Payne had that moment when she decided her child to take care of their father because she's going to need them like her father needed her and just to take care of him and be kind to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was when he walked in. But then she says too she wants to get married like now, and he says no to that as well.
Okay, that's it. Again, why can't, okay, you wanted to get married like, okay, first of all, you wanted to get married like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and then in Las Vegas.
And then, yeah, like what, 7 months ago? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what? Like, you could have already been married for years or months. So the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you're going to say, no, we're not getting married just because. When did she ever say really that? She didn't. It was not a just because. Like, what is he on? Like, he really is on something. Like, so what he's trying to say then is like, if you do get married, what, in 10 years from now, you'll say, oh, we only married just because.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's not how that relationship came about.
Mm-hmm.
What, Lucas? You've always wanted to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And she clearly has always wanted to marry you in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what bothered me. Like, yes, is it a push to get married sooner? Yes. But it's not a push to get married to get married. That's
Mm-hmm.
not at all what it is. And think about it this way. It could just be she just wants you all to have the same last name when the baby's born.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people do that. Some people
Mm-hmm.
get married even if it's like a couple weeks away because of that reason. So it just bothered me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's wanted to. You guys have been planning this. Why are you acting like this is a shocker to you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he never proposed to her and she said, I just want to get married to get married, okay, then that'd be something. But no. Also, don't you think that Karen would have wanted to be married to him for one day before he
Dan?
died?
Oh, Keith?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, if Karen could have had one day where she was married to him,
Mm-hmm.
don't you think she would have chosen that?
Right.
It's annoying. Like, your mom lost somebody that she was not married to, that she wanted to get married to. He was so in love with her. Like, you would think you would look at that relationship and say, wow, my mom never got to marry the love of her life,
Mm-hmm.
the father of her child. You would think you would look at that and say, I should probably do things differently. And I should probably marry her because I want to, first of all. And secondly, because I don't want those games. I don't want to play the what if. I don't want to play the will she be here next week. I want to be able to just be married. Like, you would think he would just look at that. Like, I get if you never had that, like you never saw a relationship like that where Karen, didn't lose the love of her life. But because he saw that, and it basically was not the same thing, but like just the same thing in the fact that she didn't get to marry him, but she was engaged to him. You would think you'd go, I would just do things differently if I was her.
Right.
And again, I think if Karen had known when the date of that he was going to die, I think she would have married him a lot sooner.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes me mad that, he doesn't even think of those kind of things like a normal person would do. Again, if it happens in your own family or friends, you would say that, How many times do they always talk about Karen this and Karen didn't have this? And so then they try to do things differently, whether it's Brooke or Haley or Peyton, because of it, their role model. Well, didn't Keith and Karen give you a role model as in themselves to show what you shouldn't do?
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird because Lucas loved Keith, right?
Yeah.
So take it out of his book. He would have married her
Mm-hmm.
before he died.
Right.
So, I don't know, be a little bit like Keith, shut up and marry her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what also drove me nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even after all that, Peyton wasn't even mad at him because after he left the room, she said thank you and she loves him too.
Yep. See, I'd just be mad at you. And again, so you would rather sit here for the next however many months or weeks and just be upset and have this tension, knowing that you could lose her.
Right.
Okay, so that's the way you want it to end, basically, is this.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Instead of just being happy, preparing for this baby or whatever, you would rather just be miserable and fight and put more stress on her and the baby. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Victoria takes Brooke to a store to see what they're selling and competing against with their fashion lines. And, Brooke doesn't like the shoes there, and Victoria tells her not to be dismissive. Maybe they should visit the manufacturer and get some inspiration. And Brooke says she can't because she has Sam and Sam has school, so she's not going anywhere. Besides, she needs to be there while meeting with who. And Victoria, with Sam meeting with who, and Victoria tells Brooke she means her birth mother, who has a low credit score because she went into her background to see if they can make a case against her.
I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
What's she going to make a case about? She's getting to know that they're going to get to know each other. How are you going to make a case against that?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Brooke said to go meet her.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to make a case against that? All the law is going to do is say, so you told her to go meet with the birth mom and get to know her.
Right.
There's no, how are you going to fight that? How could you can't even fight that? What is there to fight about?
Mm-hmm.
Brooke told her to go.
Yeah.
And meet her and get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah, just Victoria wanting to suddenly have a grandchild. Yeah. And then Victoria holds the dress up to Brooke and tells her red is her color, and Brooke pushes it away. And she's appalled that Victoria wants to shop right now. And Victoria says they're not shopping, this is for their new line. And Brooke knows she was trying to shop with her to make up going for shopping with Sam.
Okay, that's the thing. Isn't it a little weird that she's a little jealous of Sam?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, Brooke jealous of Sam?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but yeah, she made a bigger deal of it than she needed to.
Okay, but let's be honest. Victoria is not a normal person. Would you really want to go shopping with Victoria?
Right, and she'd probably say this and this, that, everything's ugly there like she is with this store.
Exactly. So, that's the thing is, Brooke is so jealous of Sam for going shopping with Victoria, but the only reason why Victoria was going shopping with Sam is, first of all, probably to get information. Secondly, because she didn't like her wardrobe. She wanted her to be ladylike. And also, why would Brooke want to go shopping with Victoria because of how Victoria is? She doesn't want to be in the same room as her. Why would you want to go shopping with her? It's weird. If anything, you should just be like, I'm sorry, Sam, that you had to go shopping with her. Instead of, I can't believe she never took me shopping. All you two would have done is fight or something because you don't have the same taste or whatever. It is weird, And let's be honest, Victoria probably would have told Brooke, oh, you look fat in that or something.
Well, I can see how Brooke was just probably hurt how Victoria's treating Sam like this, having a mother-granddaughter bonding thing with going shopping. She never seemed to have time to do that with Brooke when she was younger.
But I think she's
having that resentment there.
But you have to look at Dan. He is definitely different with Jamie than he was with Nathan.
Yeah, when Nathan's writing him off, so he really doesn't care what Dan does. So
no, but I'm just saying it's the same thing. Of Dan has a second chance with Jamie, and he's doing things differently. Victoria is in that same boat of my kid doesn't like me, so I got to do some things differently. And here's the perfect opportunity to do things differently with Sam that I wouldn't have, that I didn't do with Brooke. It's just a second chance. Dan has a second chance with Jamie. Victoria has a second chance with Sam. They're both doing things differently that they did not do with their own children.
Mm-hmm.
It's again learning what you did or didn't do and just trying to, start new.
Yeah, it's just as hard with Brooke because she's kind of seeing Victoria with Sam, whereas Nathan doesn't really see how Dan is with Jamie. So she's just kind of seeing it up close of what she could have had with her mother if her mother was how she is now to her back then. So
I know,
she's just
but
having some regrets.
yeah, but she didn't have that mother back then. Like Victoria isn't that. She wasn't that. So it's just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
learning
She wished she was like that when she was younger.
I know, but I also feel like Sam says things that I think Victoria loves.
Like what?
The truth.
About being a bitch?
Right from when she met her. She it was like, whoa, and the tone, and I think Victoria loved that. She was like, whoa, I've someone's not afraid of me, I can go at her. And I think that's where it also came from. If Sam was intimidated like Peyton is or Haley or whoever, I think it would have been like, oh, I don't really care.
I don't think Pam's afraid of her. She was telling her off before.
Well, I know Mia was afraid of her.
Mm-hmm. And then Nathan and Jamie walk into the garage where Lucas is fixing up the car.
Do you know what I thought was weird? This is okay. So this is at Lucas's house,
right? At a garage you've never seen.
Well, but it's just weird how Haley told Nathan earlier that she was going to Peyton's baby shower, and he was dropping Jamie off to Lucas to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't Haley just drop Jamie off with her? She's going to the same place. The baby shower is at their house, at Lucas's. Why would Nathan drop Jamie off and then Haley go then by herself to Peyton, to the baby shower? It's all in the same house. It's weird.
Yeah, I guess she had to get ready still or something, and Lucas wanted, Jamie wanted to be with Lucas now, probably.
No, she left, remember? Jamie said, "You look pretty, Mama." And she kissed him and then she left.
Maybe to get Mia.
It was just weird. I was like, what is this? Because again, she then at the end picks Jamie up because she's at the house. Right. That was my thing, was okay. That was just a little weird, I feel like, because she could have just taken him. It should have, I guess it should have been worded differently, of Nathan then saying I just want to see Lucas before I leave out of town. Not just dropping him, I don't know, just how it seemed was, why didn't Haley just do it? But that Nathan wanted to see his brother before he left town to go back. I just wish that was what was said, not that he had to drop Jamie off to Lucas.
Yeah, so Lucas and Nathan talk about Peyton and her time capsule and everything. Without really, because Nathan doesn't still actually know what's going on with Peyton, right?
No, they all found out I don't know if it was last episode or episode before, when they were talking about when Peyton had that car accident.
Oh, yeah.
And it was finally said of what it was.
Okay, I just remember.
Well, and it's weird because Nathan says basically the same thing of he would just want to marry her now. I mean, but then also again, you're talking to the person who did marry someone in a night. But also, instead of being angry and everything, you just be happy for what you have. And that's where Lucas gets the idea finally. But when Lucas is but it's not the same thing as in what Haley's pregnancy and Peyton's. No, it's not. But you also didn't really word it right when you asked the question. Because he said, "Were you afraid?" Well, But then when Nathan says yes, then he's like, but it's not the same thing. Lucas, you're the one that asked the question. Nathan just didn't come freely with this information. You asked him, like, was he afraid? He then said, yes. He was terrified of Haley being pregnant. And, then Lucas comes back with, not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. The pregnancies were not the same thing. So why did you ask the question? Like, you can't say it after you ask the question. It's weird. Like, why would you even ask that?
And then he did bring up the good point of how Karen let, Lucas play basketball, even though he had his heart condition, but she knew how he wanted it. So, she let him.
And he could have died on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what's the same here. Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird though. I was like, Lucas, stop with your questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because so far, I'm on everyone else's side but yours.
Mm-hmm. And then Nathan too brings up about how, how Peyton wants to get married now, and he's the one that proposed before. So why is he hesitating now?
Well, and yeah, and that's when he like kind of pushes him of like, like, why wouldn't you just want to get married now?
Mm-hmm. And then he tells him too, like, even with as worried as he is, like, think about how scared she is.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Because Lucas is only thinking about himself, and it's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, he's not like, yes, he's going through it, but it's actually happening to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how else to explain it.
Right.
Like, because again, yes, it's happening to him, but then at the same time, it's not like physically, I guess, happening to him.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, emotionally, it's happening to both of them. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just different.
Mm-hmm. And then he asks a good question of would he rather spend,
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
just being married, yeah.
Or being married, yeah. And then Sam was looking at a picture of Rebecca's house, and Brooke asks if she's ready for the shower. And Sam asks if Payne ever, like, even wants her there. And Brooke says, of course she does. The invite was for both of them. And then Brooke asks if everything's okay with her, her mom, and, asked about the picture. And Sam says it's, Rebecca's house. And then she found out that she gave her up when she was about her age because her parents made her do it.
Why would Sam ask Brooke if she was invited to the shower?
Because she didn't want to go.
Because I was just like,
she's making up excuses of why she shouldn't go.
Because I was like, obviously she would, since you're Brooke's foster kid,
mm-hmm.
and they've bonded, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like Sam was hinting about wanting to live with her birth mom already here, because she says that she always wanted a white picket fence, and that's what Rebecca's house has. So then Brooke says they can have
we can have that too. It's like not the same thing, Brooke. Like,
mm-hmm.
Your birth mom isn't the same thing, which is that's what I mean. It's always so hard with like adoption because, and I know their case is different because it's foster care. That's the thing. She's in foster care. Tomorrow she could be adopted by someone else. So Brooke would always be an edge
mm-hmm.
as a foster parent that child could be taken and adopted.
Right.
That's what also never, it was weird, but okay. But anyway, but for adoption, it is always tricky and scary because like as the adopted parent who took the either child, baby or teenager or whatever in, they took that child in to love, protect, everything. And at any moment that birth mom or birth dad could come back when they're 18 and essentially take them away. And then all of a sudden, like their holidays and everything are no longer this family. It's them with their new family, their mm-hmm. so-called real family. And they no longer have that, I do think it's unfair for adopted parents. And, because you did give them the world for 18 years. Just
mm-hmm.
like Larry, he was giving Peyton all of that. And then all of a sudden, Ellie comes in and it's like, woo, you're trying to take my place there.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that's what's hard, is because as birth parents, like, they do have that. Sometimes they have the attachment, like Ellie did, but sometimes they don't, I will say. Like, from experience, I don't really think all the time they have the attachment with the child. Because some people can just give their kids up and never see them again. How? I have no idea. Like, I am too, like, emotionally attached. Like, I couldn't just have a child and be like, see you never. But some can go on and have multiple children and give them up and not care. But Ellie, Peyton was lucky because Ellie didn't do that. But yeah, so for Brooke to have that now happen to her, I mean, that's what's tricky, because now Sam has all this bonding and everything with her birth mom that she won't ever have with Brooke, because she came from this woman. So just like Victoria and Brooke and all the stuff they have in common, she won't have that with Sam because she didn't come from her.
Right.
So that's what's tricky about that birth parent and adopted parent relationship.
Right.
I mean, it's good for the kid because the kid then has two sides. But at the same time, each side could play the other side. So it's just hard for, I feel like it's hard for both, but definitely for the adopted, because they don't have that. They can grow the attachment and grow the things in common, but it's not as natural of that connection as a birth parent.
Yeah, maybe. And then, so Sam just kind of wants to avoid going to the shower, so she tells Brooke that she'll meet her there later.
But I do think for Sam, isn't it a little too soon? Because she's very attached to her birth mom.
Only it's been a month, but yeah, maybe.
I know, but all that time, remember how she would talk about she doesn't want me and all of this? Remember her? It was always like, but she doesn't. Does she even know that you're right there? Like, that kind of thing. Like, she obviously doesn't know what you look like. And she was always like saying she doesn't want me, and I keep going to the coffee shop or whatever it was, and she just wouldn't talk to me, and it was like, what? And but then to come to find out, she did want to talk to her. But going from that negativity that Sam had to, well, now I want to go live with her because I've talked to her for a month. It's like, what? And I just feel like that's a little fast. But I guess because she was in foster care, so she was home to home to home, versus if she was adopted when she was a baby, it probably would have been different, maybe, because she would have been real close to them.
Well, it's probably different after she learned that her grandparents made her mom give her up. That could make the difference too. Because before she thought she just didn't want her at all. So
yeah, that's true.
And then with Nathan, they're in the locker room, and then Bobby walks in, and then that's when he tells them that about the scouts, or one scout, one or two, whatever. And yeah, so but it seems like him and Nina are finally getting along. Finally. And then
I have a question. How do they know who's the scouts?
I don't know, some inside intel maybe. I don't know.
Because Nathan was even doing that in high school. Remember, he was like, the scouts are coming, and it's like, what? Like, how do you even know who they are in the audience? Like, to make sure you play well. I mean, obviously, if you know they're coming, okay, because anybody in the audience, but it's just weird. I was like, you know exactly who they are?
Yeah, maybe they just know information ahead of time somehow.
Yeah, that's what's weird. I'm like, out of the whole audience stands, you know who is the scout? Okay.
And then now Victoria's trying to help Sam to wear something for the baby shower. And she found her a green dress. And Sam says the dress makes her look like Kermit the Frog.
That was funny.
Mm-hmm. And then Victoria mentioned that she can't look like some Brazilian devil or someone, something like that sometime. Which again sounds like another microaggression. But Victoria says, or she like pretends to look in a dress while casually asking how things are going with the waitress, as she refers to Sam's birth mom. So Sam even points out that her name is Rebecca and things are going okay. And then Victoria says, conversations must be great. So much to talk about with 16 years and neglect to hatch over. And Sam tells her not to be mean, and Victoria actually says sorry. It's just that she left her, and Sam said it's not like that. She got the same way at first. She thought she'd be evil, but she's not. She has her problems, but she's okay. In a way, she's kind of like her. And then you can see Victoria feels hurt to hear that for a moment, and then asks if Rebecca said she wanted her back. And Sam says it doesn't matter if she's happy with Brooke, which means to say she probably did tell her.
Probably.
And tells her that that's what they want for her to be happy with them. And Sam says she doesn't want to hurt Brooke's feelings. That's why she doesn't, go out and straight tell her that she wants to be with Rebecca. But she doesn't want to know her real mom. And Victoria asks Sam if she wants to live with Rebecca. And Sam takes a second to say no. And Victoria is happy to hear that on her, girl.
Yeah, but you can see.
Her girl.
But you can see it all in Sam's face, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying too. Like, obviously, Sam is trying to tell Victoria too with little hints, but she's not getting it either, like Brooke.
I know. It's just weird. Like, even with Brooke, the words that were coming out were different than her face. That's why I'm like, look at her face. She's telling you she don't want to live with you. She wants to live with her birth mom.
Mm-hmm. And then Skills sees Fergie and Junk playing video games at the apartment and asks, do they have somewhere else to be? And they say no, and Skills brings up they have a date with Lauren.
Yeah, so beat it.
Mm-hmm. And apparently this is the third date now. And Junk's making jokes about, what that means. And Skills tells him that that's Jamie's teacher they're talking about. And then Junk says, is this coming from the guy who dropped down with me or Granny Deb? And Skills says, it's a date, nice, classy, refined, but just in case he needs to be gone by the time he gets home. And then Brooke is at Peyton's helping her get dressed. And Peyton thinks that she looks like a lemon meringue pie. And that dress was so yellow.
Well, I was going to say, it was yellow.
Yeah. And Brooke just tells Peyton that she has the glowing thing going. And Peyton says maybe growing. But still tells her that she loves the dress. It's a great gift. And although she's stuck in the house, at least they're doing something for her there. And Brooke tells her that she'll only be stuck in the house looking fabulous at least for another month. And apparently it was Sam's idea. And Payne says she's learning from the best. So then Payne asks where Sam is, and Brooke says she'll be there eventually. And Payne tells Brooke she's doing a great job with Sam, and then reassures her that Sam loves her. And Brooke says she hopes so because she's thinking of making it official by adopting her. Of course, Payne's happy for her.
A little too late.
Mm-hmm. So how long do you think Brooke's had her now? Show it's been a whole season, but this show could be months or a year.
I feel like probably a couple months.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like it's not like it's second school year for her.
Yeah, I feel like it's a couple months.
Yeah, and then they never ever mention like winter breaks or spring breaks on the show either, so it makes it a little harder to figure out how much time's gone by. Yeah, so she asks Brooke how things are going with her birth mother, and Brooke says it seems to be going okay. She's trying to be supportive. But what if Sam likes her birth mom more than her? And Payne tells her, as someone that's been adopted, she knows that Sam just became the luckiest friend in the world. And then Payne starts getting emotional, so Brooke tells her not to.
But, okay, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
given how when Ellie came into the picture, being the birth mom, do you think it would have been different if Peyton's mom was still alive, though? Like, because she didn't have that mother figure, right? So Ellie coming in, it was like, okay, well, I have my dad, so there's my fix, my father figure, but like Ellie became her mother figure because her mom had passed. So do you think that she would have had that same feel and reaction as she did with Ellie if her mom was still alive? Because remember, she told Larry, I don't need to know who my father is. You're my father. Well, if her mom was still alive, would she have then wanted to talk to Ellie, given that her mom was still there giving her everything she needed and wanted? Because she wasn't there. So it's just like her dad. She didn't need to get to know her dad because Larry was there. So it was different, I feel like. And so maybe things would have been different if her mom was still alive. Maybe she would not have been so receptive to Ellie if her mom was still there.
Right.
Because like here, Brooke is here. Her birth mom is here. It's a little tricky.
Right.
And that they both want her.
Yep.
So I feel like it's different than when Peyton was going through it with Ellie because her mom had already died. So the only mother figure she then would have would be Ellie. But here, she now has two.
Right.
Like, it's not like it's her birth father coming out and then she is still Brooke. I feel like that would be different. Like, Brooke wouldn't be so upset if it was her birth dad.
Right.
Because she could still influence her as being the mother. But because it's the mother, I feel like it's a little different.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe that's what Peyton doesn't, get either, is, it wasn't your birth dad coming to town to, outshine Larry. It was Ellie.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it probably would have been the same thing with Ellie if her mom was still alive, with her dad's, And then Lucas ended up putting that box of stuff that Payne had in the garage with him, of course, to keep it close to him and not close to her. And Jamie's going through it, we see an iPod and the Friends with Benefit album in there.
That was weird. So when Jamie's like, oh, what's in here? And Lucas is like, yeah, what is in here? Wait a minute. Now you want to know? Like, what? It just, again, twisting Lucas's attitude and the person he is in this episode to being so upset. And now all of a sudden he's like, yeah, now I'm curious. What is in here?
Right.
But what? Like, Lucas, I can't with you in this episode.
Yeah, and then again, Lucas, you see that Payne was saying about him too, because she put in the newspaper article of the state championship in there. So it's a box for both of them.
Yep.
And then Jamie finds the illustration that Payne drew from Lucas. And Lucas, of course, has to go on and say that was an important night during the state championship. And that's when he realized he wanted to marry Payne. It's all the way back then even.
I guess so, but I thought it was only that they got together.
Right.
Because remember, he would walk around, this is my girlfriend.
Yeah, so that just makes it worse. And we just yelled at her about getting married now. Yeah.
Well, and he wanted to get married to her when they started dating.
Yeah. That seems rushed unless he was getting the idea from Nathan Haley, but.
That's what I mean. Nathan, you can't really talk to Nathan because Nathan rushes everything. Clearly.
Yeah. And then Mouse gets a text from Millie of a selfie of herself. And then he tells Nathan he has a question for him. And Nathan said, yes, they're going to win tonight. And Mouse asks him how, it is dealing with the Lawrence and Haley. but it's telling him being away from Millie. And Nathan says if he figures it out, how to make it easier, let him know. Then he acts up if he sees the guy that's talking to Bobby, because he's the NBA scout. And Mel tells him good luck, and Nathan says nothing, like has nothing to do with it. And then at Payne's baby
But
shower,
it kind of does.
right? Yeah.
Also, Nathan should really think before he speaks, because the last time the scouts were there, remember that we saw, he was benched.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? And then they wanted to talk to Lucas. It's like, maybe you shouldn't get like that, because I do think it does have to do with luck.
Right.
Because again, they could just look at the next person and just skip right over you.
Yeah. And then at Pam's baby shower, it's just her, Brooke, Haley, and Mia. Do you think if the show was better at bringing people back, that they probably would have had, like, Bevan, maybe Rachel, what other girls? Maybe Karen, maybe if she would have traveled there.
Well, you would think Karen would be there since it's her grandchild.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it was nice seeing them together, but it would have been nice if, more people were there.
Well,
Especially
also,
if the worst would happen to Peyton.
I think Deb would be there, but it's weird how she just like disappeared.
Right, yeah, they just began.
from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Because she disappeared after she ended things with skills, basically. And
well, then she was babysitting. She had the episode where she babysat Jamie with Dan. And I don't know, just never saw her again.
you mean when Caroline say goodbye to Jamie?
Yeah. And then they had that crazy heart to heart.
Yeah.
Of her saying she wanted, she basically wanted to say goodbye to him. And then I don't ever want to see you again. So yeah. And then she then with the breakup, and she just was never seen again. It's weird.
Yeah, because they could have said that she went somewhere just to get over the breakup with Skills or something.
Yeah, she wanted some distance, so she wanted to go on a vacation for 6 months.
Yeah,
because I do think she was like, she would have been there. Because I do think they wanted to kind of mix her with the group. Because otherwise, if they're not mixed with the group, then what are they on the show, sort of thing?
Right.
So I do think she would have been there. Yeah, and Rachel and Bevan and Karen. And I think that's probably it, because isn't that the only ones on the show?
Yeah, as far as I can think of that, offensive opinion.
Yeah, because anyone else that was there were like the villains, like, Nikki and Gigi.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe Shelly.
Maybe, yeah.
But I don't know.
At the end of the senior year, yeah.
But again, you have to think of how many people do you talk to in your 20s that you were friends with in high school. So I guess you have to take that into consideration. Like, whoever's new in your group is who you're going to invite.
Yeah, that's really Mia. So,
yeah.
And then Payne opens the gift from Mia first, and it's photos of her posed with her guitar.
That's funny, because she's like, "Oh, photos of you," and then she's like, "Well, yeah, they're my shots. Like, you get to pick which one."
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah, so she goes with the one she thinks looks pretty and sexy, and that's when Sam walks in wearing a purple dress, of course picked out by Victoria. And then Skills gets to Lawrence for their date, and Lawrence says he had a problem, and then that's when we see Chuck behind her sitting on the couch.
Okay, this is at her house, right? Why is Chuck there?
Well, she says that his mom had an emergency, aka drinking, and she couldn't pick him up from school. So she's basically babysitting him until she sobers up.
Okay. So you, as the teacher, take him home with you. What?
I feel like it was Lauren's idea.
But you don't do that.
Yeah, I know that would be a call to CPS if anything, but yeah.
Yes, they stay at the school. Then you would get, CPS, the police, all that involved, because he was not getting picked up. You don't take him home with you. unless you're related to the kid or you're like
Mhm.
friends with the mom. And I highly doubt Chuck's mom is friends with her.
Mhm.
Like we saw Chuck's mom. She doesn't really seem to be friends with anybody really.
Mhm.
So I'm like, what? You would never bring him home? What? That's weird.
Right.
Because again, the mom could then, when she sobers up, say, "You stole him."
Mhm.
You definitely don't do that. You don't take him home. No, no, no. That you're putting yourself in a legal mess.
Mhm.
But then to say like, "Oh no, we'll just take him with us on the date." That's even worse.
Well, she can't leave him at the house alone.
I know, but to then take him on a date, like, yeah, that's even better. Like the mom really can go after you now because now you have put her, like, again, it's the whole thing of like not knowing where your kid is.
Mhm.
Like Lauren probably told his mom, "I'll take him to my house and watch him until you pick him up." Okay, then he needs to stay there.
Mhm.
You don't then take him on a date. And because again, it's not knowing where your kid is. Like I want to know where my kid is you take my kid somewhere, you better
Mhm.
tell me where you're taking my kid. Which should be nowhere. Like it's that kind of thing. Like, have you told his mom where you're taking him?
Mhm.
Because who was it? Oh yeah, it was when Nathan and Haley decided to double date with Mia and Chase and went to Trick and left Andre and Jamie with Lucas and Peyton. And I was like, did Haley tell Andre's mom that he was going to Lucas's? As in, Andre's mom had left Andre with Haley and Nathan.
Mhm.
And then they go and leave him with Lucas and Peyton. You
Right.
don't you don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, at least she knew Lucas, but yeah, and Chuck's mom doesn't know skills at all. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess since he's the coach,
Mhm.
but again, it still doesn't make
Oh yeah,
it
I
still
forgot
doesn't
already.
come, but it doesn't come off good because they're on a date.
Right. Yeah.
But again, think if that was your kid. Like it's just you don't do that stuff. You don't take them to someone's house so they can babysit because did you tell a parent? You don't
Right. Yeah.
take them places. You just don't do that because the parent needs to know where they're at.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
if you have the kids, right?
Mhm.
You go to dinner. You should probably tell them, "But by the way, we're going to dinner. Is that okay?
Right.
If not, come and pick up your child because we're still going
Mhm.
out to dinner."
Yeah.
That
The smart.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. The smart thing would have been just to cancel the date. Yeah.
Yes, I would have said like, "Hey, let's go out tomorrow night
Mhm.
when Chuck isn't here."
Right.
Yep, so that he is home where his mother knows he is.
Mhm. Yep. The skill says he can go along with them, and now he sees that Chuck has a ventriloquist dummy. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, making the voice for it, asking
Okay,
where are they going.
and also the fact that Skills is like, "Oh, I love kids," but it's like, okay, but Chuck, like, let's be honest, which one of them actually likes Chuck?
Mhm.
None of them.
Right.
So why would you say, "Yeah, he can come with us"? You have met him, right?
Yeah.
And he was the bully too, Jamie, your little
Mhm.
friend.
Right.
So why would you take him with you?
Right. And then they go mini golfing, and while Skills is talking to Lauren, Chuck hits the ball and almost hits Skills in the face, but he ducks. And then Chuck rides the go-karts, and Lauren tells Skills most guys are going to be up for a night like this with, the kid, and she tells him that she's glad they didn't cancel the date. And then they're about to kiss when they hear a crash. So, of course, Chuck's the one that crashed into a couple of other go-karts. And the guy running the track points at Chuck and asks whose kid this is, and Lauren raises her hand.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Not mine."
Yep, and apologizes. And, Skills gets frustrated and continues to be with Chuck, crashing their date, like, in the photo booth. He just keeps interrupting them over and over again. And then at the game, the Chiefs are in the lead by 10 points after the first half. Meanwhile, Jamie finds a picture of Haley with the other cheerleaders, and Lucas points out Brooke and Peyton to him. And Jamie says they've been friends for a long time, and then sees a picture of his mom, Lucas's mom, cute and his younger self. And Jamie points out, Aunt Karen and Uncle Keith, and he asks who the little boy is, and Lucas says it's him. And Jamie tells Lucas that he's a funny looking baby. And then asks Lucas if he was his own kind of Uncle Keith.
Okay, and this is weird. They keep repeating this. It has been said now multiple times. Jamie has asked, so are you my uncle? Like, are you like my Uncle Keith? He has already brought that up a few different times now. Why are we still bringing it up? Like, Jamie is smart. We've pointed that out. Like, why are we bringing this up again? Like, yes, he's already said it. You guys have already talked about it. So why are you still bringing it up? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Like, why? Would you keep bringing it up?
No.
Especially in a show? In a show, they're usually only supposed to say things once.
Right. And then Jamie finds Peyton strong herself as the angel of death. And Jamie says she's a cool-looking angel. And he asks Lucas if she's going to be okay. And Lucas says he doesn't know. And Jamie says he thinks everything's going to be okay and that's Lucas. And then Peyton gets a baby book from Haley. And Haley tells her she's going to look at it in 5 years from now. And I never believed that the baby was that small. And then Brooke says Victoria almost got a book for her. And after taking a moment, thinking to herself how she might not be able to fill the book up with her child's milestone, she tells Haley, thank you for the gift. Peyton does, and she tells both Haley and Brooke that she loves them so much. And then to interrupt the emotional moments, one cries. Mia takes a selfie of them all together. And then Bobby tells Nathan that he's done a great job making Nina look good. And he has to make sure himself looks good as well. If he gets an open shot, he should take it. And Nathan says that the scouts are there, to watch everybody. And that, tells Bobby that in prison too. They're going to win this game.
I'm not going to lie. When they were playing, I thought the same thing before we got to the scene. Because I was like, why does Nathan keep giving the ball away when the scout is going to go, oh, Nathan can't shoot. That's why he is giving the ball to somebody else. Like, you're not showing that you can do it all. So you're not showing the scouts anything different than someone else. So again, how are you going to be out-recognized by the rest of the team?
Right.
You're not. They're going to look at him and go, oh, look, he keeps making every basket. Let's get him on our team. Duh. I was like, really, Nathan? So when he said that, I was like, or when, Bobby finally said it here, I was like, thank you, because that's what I thought during that scene the whole time. I was like, not good, Nathan. You're only giving your chance away.
Right.
And it's your last chance.
Right. And then Brooke gets home and tells Victoria she's not angry, but would appreciate her talking to her first before she starts lavishing Sam with fancy clothes.
Yeah, and they get into it. Ooh.
And Victoria tells Brooke she wanted to talk to her about Sam because she knows how deeply she cares for her, and she does too, hopefully. But she thinks she should consider letting her spend time with her birth mother on a more permanent basis. So now Victoria got what she was saying earlier to her. And then Brooke is hurt. She's been talking to her about it, and she tells Victoria that's not her business. She should know that it was a matter of them spending time together. And Victoria says they get along, unlike some people that can get named nameless. And Brooke tells Victoria she can't try to be the mother to Sam that she never was to her. And Victoria says the last time she checked, she still was her mother, but Brooke cuts her off and finishing the sentence. And she says anyone who ever wanted to be in her life, Peyton, boys, anyone, she tried to push them all away. And now she wants Sam to leave. And Victoria says she doesn't want Sam to leave. And Brooke just yells, so why does she just keep lying to her face? She's jealous because she wants to be with her and she's not going anywhere. And then she pulls out the adoption papers and tells Victoria that, not if she'll say anything about it. And Victoria tells her to be careful. She doesn't want her to get hurt, as if she not actually cares about Brooke's feelings. But Brooke tells Victoria that all her life she avoided being a mother to her, and she doesn't get to start, now. And that's when Sam walks in.
Yeah, and she's like, what did I come into?
Yeah. And Victoria told her she should ask her mother. And Sam asked Brooke what was this about. And Brooke's, asks if she's happy to be there with her, and she says, yeah. And Brooke tells her that she wants to adopt her, which I think they could have chosen a better timing, but, because they're just playing a second ago. But yeah, she tells her she wants to make it official. And
Yeah,
she's
this was definitely an intense way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you like living with me. Here's the adoption papers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so Sam does say yes, she's happy, but not very excited. Like, yeah, I love being here. It's kind of like a multiple energy. Like, yeah, I do.
Well, and you can see it like in her face this whole episode of her not being interested. Also, obviously if this was a month ago before she officially met the birth mom, like she would have 100% went, yeah, like remember she wanted to move to California with Julian and Brooke. I mean, she wanted that little family, and now her birth mom is giving that to her. And again, if Brooke would have just moved to California with Julian, we wouldn't have to deal with this birth mom.
Right.
Hello, Brooke.
Yeah, the letter would have been still sent to, because wasn't it sent to the store, not even Brooke's house, because that's how Victoria saw it, so that was kind of weird. But
yeah, I thought well, I guess if you don't know where Brooke lives, maybe obviously she owns the store, so she probably, which would make sense. I mean, if you don't know where the person lives.
Yeah, so the letter just would have ended up there and never read if they had moved to California. And then
yeah, Victoria still would have been like, where's the trash? Like she still would have got rid of it. So but again, they were far away.
Right. Well, they were going to move before Victoria even knew or really bonded with Sam.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because that's when she came back, was after Julian had left. So yeah, she would not even have known about this whole thing.
And yeah, even when Brooke hugs Sam, you can see that Sam doesn't even have a smile on her face either. Yeah.
No, and it's hard to watch because we love Brooke because 6 seasons in, but like it's hard to see her clearly want this,
right?
And not have Sam react the same way.
Yeah, then even after the Sam accident, you can still see her real mom, and Brooke nods her head, yes, but still hurt that she asked that question, right away.
Yeah, but I was like, because again, it's a tough situation because like Brooke did push her to talk to her mom and get to know her. Well, now look what's happened. She wants to move in with her.
Yeah.
And she still wants to have that relationship with her, which is tough. Because, and that was weird. Was like, Brooke was like, no, you need to do this. And then now she's clearly regretting it now that Sam has bonded with her.
And then at the date, they're eating ice cream now, and Lauren brings up the fact that Skills haven't talked about his last relationship. And she asks if it was a bad breakup, and Skills said it kind of was. In the end, it was mostly a lifestyle thing. They just didn't see eye to eye on things. And then that's when Chuck says his ex was a grandma. And Skills says she's just mature.
She's also only in her 40s.
And Lauren tells Skills that she prefers younger guys, younger, bald, athletic guys who like kids. And Skills says it's funny because his last relationship didn't work because he was too young, bald, and athletic.
Okay. I don't think Deb said that him being bald had anything to do with it.
Right.
I was like, what? It was only because you were young. That's the only reason why it didn't work out. What?
Right. But he does like kids, and then that's when Chuck goes up on his shoes. And so his mom told him he shouldn't be eating dairy, but still goes back to eating ice cream. So Skills says he likes some kids.
Yeah, just not this one. That's why I don't know why he'd bring that one with him. It's kind of like bringing Tim along with you.
Right.
You wouldn't want that either.
Yeah. And then, meanwhile, Lucas and Jamie are still looking at the things from Payne's memory box. And that's when Haley walks in and tells Jamie it's time to go. She then sees the boys are working on the common, and Jamie tells her it's a surprise for Aunt Peyton. And Lucas asks Haley how the shower was, and how Payne is, and Haley says she thinks she enjoyed herself. And asks Lucas how he's doing. He says he's better now. Jamie tells Lucas thanks he had fun, and then tells him his whole life is in that box and he wishes he had one. And then Skills drops off Lauren at home, and Chuck is passed out in the back seat. And Lauren tells Skills he's sweet. She knows tonight wasn't planned, but he was great with Chuck. And Skills maybe next time he was with the two of them, and Lauren says she'll like that. And then they lean in to kiss, and that's when Chuck says, "Naughty, now you feel his dummy."
Yeah, he's all of a sudden has a dummy back again.
Yeah. And then Lauren laughs, but Skills says he's ready to take, him home. So not only is Skills, not only has Chuck been on the date with, them, now Skills is even taking him home. So hopefully Lauren called Chuck's mom ahead of time, ahead of that, and said, like, someone's going to drop it off. That's not me.
This is what I mean. You can't just pawn someone's child onto other people and do things with this child. No, this is why, I'm sorry, this is why people nowadays do not let their children out of their sight. Like, there's so many parents now, they're like, if my kid wants a sleepover, we have to do it at my house. If they want to do anything else, because you can't trust people. Because look at what's happening on this show. Everyone just pawns the kid off somebody else. No.
Yeah, it's funny how Chuck tells Skills that Lauren's cool and he should ask her out sometime.
Oh yeah, it's like as if that's not what they were doing all this whole time.
And then Sam is in her room, sitting on the floor, looking up at the purple dress she wore for the shower on a hanger on her closet door. And then Brooke sits with her and tells her she didn't mean to ambush her early about the adoption. It wasn't right, and Sam said it's okay. And Brooke says she doesn't think it is because she's been thinking about it and she thinks she should spend time with her real mom. See how they keep saying real mom and not, anything else really, like birth mom or bio mom. Not bio mom at all. Sometimes birth mom, but I didn't like how, Brooke kept hearing that. I was just saying it herself, but
that's why I do feel like they should be referring to birth mother, because again, that's really all they are right now.
Yeah,
they're not really much of anything, because have they been a part of this child's life? No. That's why when Peyton says you're my real dad, because like her birth father is AWOL. So it's like, and again, after meeting him, I think she still considers Larry her real father. So it's like that. No, I do wish they would say birth parent.
Yeah. So then Sam tells Brooke to not hate her, and Brooke says, she can never. She loves her very much.
She'll always be a Davis.
Yeah, and Sam, feels guilty because she, let go of Julian for her and all that. But Brooke tells her she was doing what was best for her, and it's still true now. And she can always come back if she wants to, which I thought was nice, even though we know that doesn't happen.
Well, so basically, Brooke is letting the adoption go.
Yeah.
It's like, don't you find it a little weird that she just wasn't a scene or two ago? She was, I'm going to adopt you. And now it's, no, I'm not going to adopt you. Go hang out with your real mom. Like, what?
Yeah, it's just because she finally understands that that's what, Sam really wants, is to be with Rebecca, yeah.
But isn't it weird how it shifted in just a couple scenes? It's not even like it was an episode.
Yeah, she was just still in denial, about it.
Or it's not even like at the beginning of the episode she brought the adoption up, and then she figured it out all episode long. That at the end she's like, no, you should do this. It happened just a couple of scenes ago. That's what was weird, that transition was so soon. I feel like.
So I do like how they ended this scene with Brooke telling her she'll always be Davis, and Sam tells her she'll always be her first mom. So we say that. And then a scout walks by Mel and he says, how about Nathan Scott? You played a great game tonight. And the scout says he never saw him as a point guard, but he was impressed. He's got a bright future. And Mel backs, with the Clippers, and the scout just smiles. So
yeah, like, I ain't telling you nothing.
And it seemed like it kind of seemed like it was kind of like a yes without him saying, but that's not going to be the case. And then Skills gets home where Junk and Fergie are still playing the video game. I guess they didn't go anywhere that whole night. So are they still living with him? Do they move back in? Do they move out? I don't know.
I think they've always been living there. I just think that the show doesn't really always show them there.
I mean, because they could be comfortable enough that they can, just pick up a game like that when he's not even there.
Because I feel like they're only there when there's like conflict of something. Like when Millie was moving in. All of a sudden they're there because, well, we need them to be there to show that they're messy. Like, but then it's like after that, when Millie is living there and then there's that Mouth and Millie drama, oh, they're no longer there. Like it's like that kind of thing of like, what? Yeah. Even Deb, when she would go over there, they're not there, but no, they're still there. What? Right. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then for this apartment, I'm pretty sure it was today before, like, how many bedrooms is there? Because we know that Mouth and Skills each have their own room, so they must, Freddie and Jeff must share one bedroom with 3 bedrooms in a whole apartment. You think that would be a lot for them to afford right now, being in the early 20s like that.
Yeah, but I do think it is 3 because I think it's because Skills and Mouth have like real jobs, like adult jobs. And I don't know what the heck these 2 are doing for a living.
Right.
So probably because they probably don't have like a good job yet. So they probably don't have the amount of money that like Mouth and Skills have to pay for their full share. So they might as well just split the room.
Yeah, too bad Twitch didn't exist back then. They could at least be making some money playing video games from that.
Right? Then, they'd be rich, right?
Well, I don't know about that, but it was making something. And then Skills asks him if they remember the annoying kid from his Pee-wee team, and Skills says, his date was just chucked. And then that's when Lauren shows up and tells Skills he forgot something, and then she kisses him. So we see that ending he wanted finally.
Yeah, and finally Chuck wasn't there to like pop up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if he like was just there? What's up, you guys? It'd be like, how'd you get here?
Yeah, and of course the guys weren't gonna interrupt them either. And then we see Brooke hug Sam and tell her she's gonna miss her, and she'll always have a home there no matter what. And Sam even hugs Victoria and tells her bye, and Brooke hugs Sam again with tears as she walks out, And then Brooke looks at Victoria and asks if she's crying. Victoria says she's not, it's the mascara.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she has to see them, and Brooke says it's their mascara. So apparently they have a fashion line, a magazine, and a makeup line. Seems a lot.
They got everything.
Yeah, so Brooke asks, what do they do now? And Victoria just says they have to get back to work. And then Nino asks Bobby if he heard anything from the scout, and Bobby says not yet. And he tells the guys that they did all they could out there. Now they just have to wait. And then Sam gets to Rebecca's house with the white fence and a red door, which was kind of something because Brooke was, from the house with the red door.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Why don't they do the same door?
Yeah, so it was kind of like, even though it's not the truth, it was kind of like Sam was walking to a house where she could have both of them as her mom, even though we know Brooke isn't there. But yeah, it's just weird. Out of all colors, they chose red, yeah. Meanwhile, Brooke is working on a sketch, but then takes out a drawing she made of Sam and writes an A with a red marker. The anarchy, and Sophia had mentioned that was for Hillary as well, because she was going to leave the show or something like that. I don't know, because it seemed like they didn't know if she was going to leave until the last second, or was it was a party beforehand? So yeah, they already knew she was going to leave. Okay, yeah. But then Victoria sees her.
That's what was sad, was she saw her obviously upset.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "You okay?" or something, and she's like, "We have work to do," and it's like, damn.
Yeah, and puts the drawing back in the drawer.
In the drawer, yeah. I was like, ooh, yeah. But when she said we have work to do, it's like, ooh, that's definitely a Victoria line of like no emotion. You just gotta suck it up and work.
Yeah. And then Peyton puts a picture of her, Brooke, Haley, Mia, and Sam in the baby book. That's when Lucas walks in and says that there's still something missing. But then he brings the memory box back to her and says what's missing is their wedding photos. They can get married only if the doctor said it's okay. But it's not because of the baby or the situation. He wants her to be his wife because he loves her. And he loves her with all his heart. And she tells him he loves her too. So that was a nice ending finally that Lucas understood now.
Oh, what did you think before that when Nathan was in the hotel room or whatever, and he's just like laying there staring at his phone? It's like, dude.
Yeah, waiting for the call, yeah.
I'm like, dude, do you think it's going to happen like that quick.
Night. Yeah.
Like I'm
Right.
sure they have to go back to the office or something and
And think
have
about
like
it.
a meeting about it of like, okay, these are the
Yeah.
people that we saw. Who
Mhm.
should we pick? I mean, I'm sure that
Yeah.
there's a process, not just, oh, we
Mhm.
know in 30 seconds it's this person. What?
Right. Yeah.
I was like, Nathan, really? But and then also, like, don't you think that's also like stressing yourself out of like, okay, I'm gonna stare at the phone. It's gonna ring any second. Like, maybe you
Mhm.
should just like go to sleep, you know?
Right.
Like
Mhm.
do something other than, stare at the phone. Like that's gonna be a long night
Yep.
and a long day if you don't
Mhm.
get that call.
Yep. So then
Um,
highs and lows.
my high was I liked the baby shower.
Mhm.
Because I always like to see the girls together,
Yeah.
like not fighting, getting along. Also, I liked when Brooke finally was letting Sam go because it was something Sam wanted.
Mhm.
And for Brooke to let her make her own choice
Mhm.
because she probably would not have been happy anymore at Brooke's house.
Mhm.
Because Brooke was, I feel like she was doing the right thing because she could have kept her there
Mhm.
because legally she is the foster mom.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it was only going to affect Sam.
Mhm.
So she was doing the right thing, even though it was hurting her. And then the low, 100% Lucas's reaction.
Right.
Did not like it.
Mhm.
And it was annoying that he was the one that came in at the end saying, I want to get married, not just because. Like, what is that, Lucas?
Right. Mhm.
Like, I don't like it. Again, why is it you're the only one that's able to have feelings around here? You're the one that's able
Mhm.
to get mad, angry, happy, whatever. It's all about you and your decisions. What about her? That's what I don't like in this episode and
Mhm.
the previous episodes.
Right.
What about you?
Yeah, the low was how Lucas reacted to Payne's video and all that at first, and then the high was also the baby shower because at least that was some like a nice moment that Payne had because she had that encounter with Lucas earlier that day. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I'd rate this at 8. I thought it was good.
Yeah, me too.
And then for me, I thought the best was Brooke for letting Sam go, even though she didn't want her to.
Mhm.
And I thought the worst was, well, her ex, Lucas over there, who is so terrible in this episode.
Mhm. Mhm.
I didn't like it. He was
Yeah.
too controlling, too obsessed with him. So, like, let her feel. I did not like it. So, yeah, it just made me mad. And then to say to Jamie, yeah, what is in this box? Like what? Like
Mhm.
now you care? Like after you yelled at her, made her feel so terrible. Now you care? Also, do you really care about this baby? So yes, I no, he's no. If I was Peyton, I'd have been like, let's forget about that marriage thing.
Mhm.
Just for like a night.
Right.
And make him have to like beg for it because it was annoying of like, yes, let's get married. Let's forget that you basically said no. Don't want to
Mhm.
marry you.
Right.
Yeah. So again, it's making it Lucas that now wants to get married and we should just all be happy now and be married.
Mhm.
Also, don't you think that it's annoying that Lucas is spending so much time? I get it. He's working on her car. But at the same time, he is not spending these last couple weeks or months with Peyton.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's mind-blowing. Like,
Mhm.
something could happen to her. And you're in the garage the whole time, not even with her.
And she's bored. Yeah.
No, but my thing is, if she passes, you won't have that time with her.
Yeah, and he's leaving her alone to just be bored. Yeah.
Yep. It's like, oh, all this time I could have spent with her, I did not spend. Again, you can fix her car when you know she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, you don't have a
Yeah.
job. You don't have a job. So you could easily go and work on the car after the baby is born when you know that they're both okay.
Yeah, it's not like she's gonna drive right away either. So
Right. What? So go do it then. It just,
Mhm.
it's annoying. Like all these episodes of him working on the car. Like, why aren't they together? It's
Mhm.
weird. He only comes to the house to tell her something, like to yell at her. You can't go here. You can't do this. You can't be upset. You can't be happy. Oh my
Mhm.
God, that's the only time that they're together.
Right.
That's what drove me nuts too. I'm like, so Nathan just basically was telling you, basically spend these last however long she has together. But yeah, let's still not do that.
Mhm.
That was annoying.
Yeah.
Oh,
So my
yeah,
my
who's your
best
customers?
my best was also Brooke for the same reasons. I didn't see him go, but no, that was hard for her. And then the worst for me was actually Chuck's mom. I don't know her name, of course. Have we seen her? I don't think we have.
I thought it was Mrs. something or another.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah. So I didn't like her because obviously she was alcoholic if she couldn't pick up her kid from school because she was drunk like at whatever 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's just like a little peek into Chuck's home life that we get to see more of later next season, I think, right? Or so.
I
One
think
of those.
so.
Yeah,
Something, yeah.
so we'll be seeing him more too. So that I don't think he'll be annoying skills at least. So there's that. Yeah.
And then what's the next episode?
Episode 23, Forever and Almost Always.
Oh gosh. You know, that sounds like a death episode.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of seems to be that way, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.